Now we would like to start our first plenary session. And Koji Kawashima, I will be the MC for today. I would like to introduce the facilitators of this plenary session 1. First of all is Mr. Koki Inai. And the second person is assistant professor from Hiroshima Shudo University, Noriko Sado. For their background information, please refer to the program book. And Koki and Noriko will serve as the facilitator for the remaining of the session. Good morning. I'm glad to see so many of you today, this early in the morning. We are going to start plenary session 1. As you can see on the stage, there are presenters already on the stage. So before each of them start their presentation, I beg your pardon for that they are sitting on the stage already. This session is under the theme, what should new generation do for peace? So this is the topic that we will be talking about. And when Mr. Tanaka decided to have this peace forum, he did ask us to start thinking peace begins with you, or from our point of view, peace begins with me. So what we can do in our communities and in our daily lives or in our workplaces, how can we promote peace and what kind of action we should take? This is something we really need to talk about. That is what Mr. Tanaka, the President Tanaka, has asked us to do. At least that was our understanding. So in this session, we would like to make a presentation about the 5 workshops from yesterday. And the topics were discussed in the pre-forum workshops yesterday was about making an analysis of what are the factors that prevent us from having peace. And also, we would like the new generations to talk about what they can do to promote peace. And we will ask each facilitator to make a 10-minute presentation. And then we will have the representative or the reporters from each session to make presentation. So from their presentation, I would like all of you who are here in this venue to think what each of us can do to promote peace. And I am hoping this session can be a discussion, a very interactive session. So we will have a brief presentation and followed by the reporters from each workshop. Now I would like to call upon Noriko Sado to lead the session. Thank you. It was just mentioned that there will be Q&A session, and we have microphone on each pathway here. So if you would like to have any questions, then please come to the microphone. So first of all, what were discussed yesterday and what kind of topics were discussed yesterday? First of all, we would like to have the facilitators from each workshop to make presentation. First of all, we would like to have session A, Mr. Sayeki, to make a report. Thank you. And that will be followed by the young reporters, the youth reporter from that session. Good morning. I served as a facilitator for session A. Today, there are discrimination, environmental problem, and poverty and hunger. These are rampant in the countries around the world. It is not just one country has this kind of problems. So in our session, we have discussed about these issues and how we are related to these issues and how we can address these issues. There are sweatshops in many countries around the world, and those are the abuse of child labor and sometimes even make them as slaveries. And so when we think about some of the products that in fact was produced in the sweatshop, we ask the participants to talk about how we as consumers can deal with such situations, especially with the multinational organizations and also from a sweatshop point of view. And from these two different points of view that we discussed how each group can come up with a solution. And there are two reporters from new generations to make a report with a role play. Good morning. I'm from 2770. I'm a youth exchange student.
Good morning, everyone. This is Gary Ling from RI 3480, Rotary Club of Taipei Tokai, Taipei, Taiwan.
And when you have something, a good that is very inexpensive, do you think about who made them and in what kind of conditions these workers are working? Maybe there aren't that many people who thought about anything like that when they buy things. We, of course, as a consumer, actually, if we buy these goods, we are supporting those kind of conditions.
Company, all they care about, for example, like multinational companies, they just ask like supplier to bid, and they just choose the supplier with the cheapest price. They don't ask where the material or ingredients from, or how they get the material and the ingredients. And actually, that caused some problems. Actually, everybody, the cell phone we hold in our hands, the precious metal in this has become one of the reasons that keep the civil war in Congo been going on and on for a long time. And of course, as all we know, the blood diamond, that is one of the reasons. That is one of the phenomena that we caused.
There are two wishes from a labor point of view. Of course, it is a wage and a safe workplace, as well as the condition. And if a person is going to work too hard, and of course the concentration will be weakened, and there can be a dangerous situation happen. And if their wages are too low, they have to work long in order to earn their livelihood. Actually, the labor force is an asset of a company, because if the company cherish their work labor forces, it will increase the productivity.
All the company they want is to produce products that consumer want to buy because they want to make money, right? So the deciding factors are actually we, the consumers. And what we can do to improve the whole system. First, after the discussion, we believe we, as consumers, can ask the companies to tell us where the product, what's the material that make the product, and what the materials from, and how the material is being procured in the whole process. Second, If we really care about the local lives of the, poor countries, like African countries or, just some countries that are still developed, we can ask the companies not just care about making money by importing the cheap material or ingredients, but also try to improve the lives of the local and those developing countries. And that is the power that we have.
As consumers, what can we do? Of course, we maybe sometimes find it very difficult to change the situation. However, we have to do something. Otherwise, the situation just will be perpetuated. So first of all, we would like to change our awareness. I'm not asking you not to buy the cheap goods that is in the market. Of course, no matter how the wage is low, there are people who need those kind of wage to support their livelihood. However, awareness is a first step to start, because with awareness, we can try to understand how the labor forces are placed in the condition. So it is important to start from a very small step. For example, to buy something, it's about $1. Maybe we will buy it for $1.20. And sometimes we can put our changes into a support box, because even the small amount may be able to help some people who are in need of that small amount. And with this kind of act we take and the awareness we have, we will be able to change the situation. And we have to become intelligent consumers. This is an important step.
And a difference that can add up to some big changes. We consumers are the deciding factor in the whole process. And that begins from us. We all are the consumers. So ask ourselves, can we change the whole system? The answer is yes, we can. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gary and Ms. Saiki. We have to be really thoughtful in our daily lives. I think we have learned from the presentation about that part.